Hi there, Zelda here, and welcome back to Hourglass episode 24. I figured since I started the last episode with the sunrise, I might as well start on this island one last time with the sunset. Now, I did do something really fun for me. I don't know, it's probably a little bit extra, but I set down my render distance to only 10 chunks so that fog on the server like really makes everything atmospheric. So real quick before I actually do something I'm going to regret and cause, like the one little block on the side of the island that isn't Mushroom Island to spawn a creeper and blow something up, let's sleep. But I just wanted to share that. And obviously, I've just been going crazy using the shaders for this month. And real quick, I do want to also show, before we get into talking about today's episode, I want to show this off. And a comment on my last video from Mr. Inhumane himself, the player that's on the server with us that is doing some of the dinosaurs. He did say that this model is not going to have arms just because of the way it's scaled down. So thank you, Mr. Inhumane, for answering my question. And then it looks like he also got in, I think this one is the Stegosaurus, I don't know. Also, I called this a T-Rex. It's not a T-Rex. I don't know what it's meant to be. I already forgot, but you can check the comments in the last video for the actual like proper dino name. And I apologize that I have the attention span of a bee. All I wanted to do was to bring you in and to kind of give a rundown, an idea, a list of what all is left that we're going to try to tackle this week, because server's almost over. We're almost done. So let's go through real quick and I will show you all the things I want to do. The first of which is right here. I want to put in that ruins that I showed at the end of last episode. I will, I like this. Let's see if I can remember this. Bam! This is the screenshot of what's going here. And then once I get that in place, I will bring you back and show you the updated. Now that wall, I'm thinking if Mr. Inhumane is able to get hit, I forget how quick the moss breaks. If Mr. Inhumane's able to get his last dragon in here, I'm not going to have too much space to work with for ruins, but we'll probably put that wall up along this coastline here. So like all along here, and then kind of let it act as a retaining wall against this, which is almost vertical. So it would come from like here all the way around to like over about here-ish. To kind of help defend this part of the island for, in the old days. I don't know. The ruins don't have to actually be logical because it's all ruined. And then I just want to help fill in, because Pants has already done a great job starting it, but I want to help fill in the path blocks. So it looks like a combination of coarse dirt. This is the rooted dirt. Then dripstone blocks and mossy cobble, and obviously the slab versions of that, and some gravel, and I think that's about it from what I was able to identify on the path. So we're gonna just make pathways between all the ruins, and then bring in as many more trees as we need to fill up the big spaces, and then all along this grass here we'll do stuff like these bushes, grass, moss, etc, etc. So we're basically going to make it feel as like tight and lush and like overgrown as this section is here. So dead bushes, tall grass, the azaleas, all the things, all the foliage. So we'll probably try and do it in parts where I do the builds, then the trees, then all the stuff. So the stuff's going to be very last. But the one other area that we haven't gone back to yet that I really want to make sure to touch up. Hello? Oh, my shaders do not like this. Do not like this. Also, having my render distance turned down in the nether is very disorienting. I can't remember where the portal is. Oh dear. So it looks beautiful outside, but it's a little bit of a nightmare. That's what I get for trying to be all fancy. So you'll still see that my big hole is in the red island. So I'm hoping to get either a build finished off there, or what I might do, if I run out of time, is I will just finish this build, where I thought it was going to hook into another build, like there was going to be two interconnecting builds here. So I left this one incompleted, where I thought it was going to bump into the other ones. But if I'm not able to design this, I'll finish this build off, finish the terraforming, and then I will concentrate instead. Can I get over here? Yo! That jump boost, man. I will concentrate instead on a build for this area, because this is a big chunk of area to leave behind. So I don't want to leave that behind. So I might just finish these two parts off and come up with something here. And then I do know that Gearju is busy working on this backside, so I'm going to let him have that. He did mention that he's actively working on it, so I expect the backside to be all completed. And then I'm just going to have to try to hopefully... Oh, hello. You look even cooler coming out of the fog. I did start to combine these two, the... What do you call it? The volcano? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my track of my mind. I did start to bring the darkness of the volcano over, but there's still there's still a lot to do. Oh my gosh, 1 week until the server's done, and I still have all this. We'll see. Oh, hi. We'll see what we're able to get done. I really, really want to leave this world, going into world download, as complete as possible. But there was just so many big projects here in these last couple months. And I didn't accurately account for the time that it would take for holidays and real life and people that had emergencies and couldn't participate in the server any longer. So I'm going to go get started on the green island, because I do have that build planned. So the next thing that you will probably see from me is going to be the time lapse of my builds on this island, on the green island. If I can get over here. And then after this, I will try to get as much done in the red island for cleanup as possible. So thank you all for being with me on the last stretch, the last leg of the journey. We are so close. So I will be right back. and welcome back from that little bit of time lapse, guys. We got a couple things done in the meantime. So obviously, I got a full big ruin in. Now before we left, I didn't think I was going to be able to get the ruin in, because original plan for it, the footprint would have been too big for the only area that was left to build in. So we basically had a mostly flat area here that you would have seen in the time lapse. It did intersect a little bit with this hill here and also with that tree, which is totally cool. We're totally okay with that, because it's meant to be a ruins anyway. And obviously this side, the greenery is starting to spread and overtake a little bit more. But because of the fact that I downsized the footprint for my original build, and because there was, in the creative server, there was, Bo had done, oops, let me see, where do I jump? Bo had done a little bit of a test build of her own that we hadn't used yet. I asked her, I said, hey, like, mine doesn't look super great when it's smaller. It didn't look completed anyway. So what we did was we mashed up our build. So I used the bottom, let me get up here. I used the bottom part of my ruin and the top part of hers and put them together to come up with this, like, combined build. Oh, this is lovely view, all the moss. So yeah, so I reshaped the bottom a little bit, and we put the top of hers on mine, and I love the way it came out. And then obviously I just spammed it with all the leaves, and a bunch of like stuff growing off of it. So we got that temple built, and then we got this little ruins over here on the peninsula built. And the reason why we're in shaders is because I absolutely love how these builds and this like area look with shaders. Mostly because of the way that the complementary shaders does ores. It's very glowy. I don't know, I just think that's kind of cool. But as we go around, there is a little bit more of the detailing left that I have to do. And there might be something coming here, if I've got the opportunity for it. But I want to show you guys something that I couldn't time lapse. Let's just go for a quick walk across all the bushes. Some of this is new. Since the last time I was on, I didn't know that pile of bushes was there. Thought it was still a nice clean walk. But you'll notice, ta-da, the wall is in. So obviously I opted not to do it there along the shore, mostly because it would have stuck out away from the shoreline quite a bit. I didn't realize how deep the build was. But when you account for these stairs, now I left this side open so that I could show you guys. I'm going to blend it into the terrain a little better here, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically 8 blocks deep. And so if I had tried to put it against that, it would have been even more buried into the wall. But I found this location here, which was perfect. I love it. It's not the full like wall. There was like a whole nother section here, but because of the way that this is all ruins anyway, I was like, it's perfect for it to go into the like grassy hill here. And then let me go over here and show you guys. I found another great spot for another one. So right here on the edge of the island, I got the other part in. So I got the farthest left piece, which, you know, they don't change either way. But I thought this looked really cool, really fitting here. So as I take a little bit of a fly away from the island, now the backside does look a little bit plain, but I thought it helped fill out this area a little bit. So we might, like, we're going to have to round out that other side. We might carry this over, like, say that the wall kind of went on a diagonal. But since I was working from the schematic, I just did this straight up schematic. But I think after building this a couple times, I know the pattern pretty well. I think I could fake another, and even if it's just like falling apart along the side here, to kind of connect it, fill this edge in, and then the same thing on the other side. And this is what I was mentioning when I said there might be something going over here. I thought the final thing that we could put here, If I push these in a little bit, I think I could fit another section here. I'm not sure though. But I wanted to concentrate. I got two stacks of wall, or two sections of wall, the ruins, and then this little ruin, or this temple and the little I'm getting my words all mixed up. And the only other thing that I thought about doing was to, sorry, and this might be kind of dark, was to put something down here. But I didn't know what would be good, and we are starting to run out of time. So I'm really thinking I might concentrate on the outside of the island, or like on the outside of the build, so that like all the moss and everything is really truly overgrown, so there's not like bare bones, like what's behind me, just the mossy hill, when you know, most of the rest of the island has like all the grass, the ferns, the little pebble, or like not the pebbles, the like boulders. So we might just concentrate on the outside for the final bit, and then connecting the pathways. What we're gonna have to do is run the pathway to the temple, and then you'll have to walk up excuse me, up and over, and then I'll have a path running from this set of stairs out to that ruins, because you can't really go around. There's like nowhere really easily to go around. I mean, I guess kind of maybe some of this could be path. I don't know where it would go, but like all of this that's just basically grass or moss needs to be detailed out a little bit. So that is definitely the next focus. But real quick, before we lose daylight, we'll probably lose daylight anyway. I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to take you guys over to the Red Mana Island to show you the progress over there. Been really, really grinding hard on a couple different things. So let's go over there. I've not been doing as much time lapses this week, just because it's just been so grindy. Like I'll get on and I'll do as much as I can in one session. Whereas with my replays, I like to try and record them all at once so that they're easier to edit. And I knew if I was going to record replays of some of this, it was just going to be a nightmare to edit. So I apologize that there's not as much cool, like behind the scenes, so to say. And we're just like, here, look at all the pretty stuff. But there is lots to look at this time. So let's go over there real quick. And we're magically at the Red Island, just like that. No time has passed whatsoever at all. We're just like instantly there, I swear. So you may recognize the dragon wings behind me and the dragon head that we're standing on top of. Oh, hello. Zelda totally practiced this camera angle and isn't going to end up in lava. But check out the mountain that we got under the dragon's feet. I'm so freaking happy to be able to get this part done. This was something that I was very nervous was going to enter the world download as incomplete. But you'll notice that each of the feet are on kind of solid ground. The ones that matter anyway, the one that's like not reaching. So yeah, so the Dragon Island / Volcano Island is done, y'all. I did part of this on stream, and what I did was in creative we made the shape of the mountain, and so I brought the schematic over as sand, and then I just instead of putting sand there, I did a mix of the same blocks that were on the volcano side. So the tough, the deep slate, regular deep slate, not cobbled, so that we could get the cool different facings of it. So the regular deep slate and then smooth basalt. And then we did do a little bit of, let's see, where's it? Up. Oh my gosh. This texture is like hard to jump up. I get confused where the blocks are. We did do a little bit of the cave entrance, but I didn't want to do a whole bunch of it, just because then I thought it might lose a little bit of that cave feel. So this also looks crazy with shaders on. I've not looked at it with shaders on yet. His little treasure trove is very glowy. So sorry. So yeah, so that project I think is a big completion. So the last area that I was working on is over here. So I wish I had slow falling. I should have grabbed some. But we've got this build that is now in place instead of the big gaping hole that was there. So let's take that away. And then we also have the third build behind. Now that one was actually the easiest because obviously there's less that's showing that I could detail. But this one was actually kind of tricky. And I gotta give a big shout out to Bowie because he put a roof on it, and that kind of put me in the mode of like, hey, I'm inspired now. So I was able to like actually see how I wanted it to look. Okay, that was admittedly probably one of my worst cuts since starting this series, but I went on to waffle there on the Red Island for probably a good 5 minutes, and what I realized is that I hadn't prepared for my where my train of thought was going very well. So you see, here's what's about to happen. I'm gonna record the outro for my last official video on Hourglass, and I didn't know how to start the process of saying goodbye to this series and this season and this server. We have a couple things that are going to happen in the next 24 hours. Namely, we are going to be doing a tour of the server, and I wish I would have gotten the episode out sooner so that I could really adequately prepare everybody for the time, because my stream is going to be Sunday from 9 a.m. till noon Central Standard Time is the schedule. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going on a full server tour. I don't know how long it'll take. It might take the whole 3 hours. It might take longer. But at least I know I'm going to be spending 3 hours on the server, touring around all the stuff that we've done in the past 6 months. And that's why I have to get this episode out, and I won't be able to do any more after I realized, looking at the build and talking about the last bit of detailing, whatever I get done tonight is gonna be everything. So while I'm playing the game in the background, I've got to get my episode rendering and uploading to YouTube, because it takes a while for these behind the scenes things to happen. So I just know if I hold off on my episode any longer, there's not going to be any warning for YouTube about the tour. And then also my actual last episode will come out before the server ends, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. So I thought I would go ahead and do my final farewell back at spawn. Directly beneath me in the center of the spawn building itself is actual like world spawn. And so I figured I would sign off here for the last time in the official series episodes. There might, I'm hoping to get one final cinematics like tour done as part of the final stream, record a replay, and then put a really pretty show together for everybody in the final for the YouTube video. But in case that doesn't happen, this is going to be it, and I just want to say a huge thank you. I know I say it probably a lot to the point where it gets a little bit excessive almost, but I really do appreciate anybody who liked the videos, who shared the videos, who commented on the videos, who enjoyed their time enough with me to come back for more than one episode. You guys don't know how much it has meant to me to truly be a part of this season for this server, our first server, and my first actual series of YouTube. I know I've done some testing before, but this is huge to be able to say that I'm, you know, over 20 episodes into a series. Not everybody has the dedication for that, and it was only because of the community that I was able to continue. So I will say one final thank you and one final goodbye. And a season 2 information will be coming soon. Most of January is going to be spent in preparations for season 2. So if you enjoyed your time here, keep a lookout, and I'll catch you later. Bye.